Deputy Principal's Food Controversy. At Malajala Secondary School, there was a formidable deputy principal, standing at 6 feet 3 inches and plump, who would often shake her thick neck like a venomous snake, ready to unleash her uncouth words on anyone who dared to defy her authority. She had a strong aversion to any challenge to her dominant nature, and the most prominent adversary she faced was a brilliant, young student who questioned everything she said, often providing a wealth of evidence. To her, she was akin to Zeus, where everything she said and did was considered flawless, and her way was the ultimate authority, while anything done differently by others was deemed incorrect. Malajala Secondary School was a place of contrasts. On one hand, it was a haven for inquisitive young minds, like the brilliant student who dared to question the deputy principal's authority. On the other hand, it was under the constant shadow of her domineering presence. The deputy principal, whose name was Miss Harrington, was known for her imposing stature and her insistence on perfection. It wasn't just about the leftovers, her quest for flawlessness permeated every aspect of the school. She maintained a meticulously organized office, and her insistence on punctuality was legendary. Students and teachers alike feared her scrutiny, and there were countless tales of her reprimanding individuals for the slightest infractions. The young student who questioned her, Jason, was a source of inspiration for many. He was a natural-born debater and had an uncanny ability to back up his arguments with solid evidence. It wasn't that he sought conflict, he simply couldn't abide by injustice or illogical decisions. He had a small group of friends who admired his courage, but they were often torn between supporting him and staying out of trouble. As days turned into weeks, the school became more divided. Mrs. Harrington's draconian rules and unwavering demand for perfection clashed with the students' growing sense of rebellion. A sort of silent resistance began to take shape. Students started to share their grievances with each other, and some even anonymously posted criticisms in the school newspaper. It was evident that change was brewing in the air, and the pressure was mounting. One day, Mrs. Harrington made an announcement during the morning assembly. She had heard about the increasing discontent among the students and decided to address it. She declared that any form of rebellion or defiance would not be tolerated and could lead to severe consequences. The students exchanged anxious glances, but it only fueled their determination to stand up for what they believed was right. I distinctly recall a particular day when her presence was particularly impactful. She discovered that students were rummaging for leftover food after everyone had been served. All parties involved were summoned for an explanation. First, the chefs were questioned because she couldn't fathom how there could be leftovers after serving, assuming that the measurements of ingredients were done incorrectly. She decreed that if such a situation were to occur again, all leftovers would be discarded, even in a third world country where many people suffered from hunger due to a lack of food. As for the teachers, they were instructed not to share their meals with the students if they didn't wish to eat them, and any uneaten food would also be wasted. I remember a time when I did this, and 2 Form 1 students followed me, stating that it was wrong to throw away good food as it looked delicious. If you were in my position, how would you respond to them? Would you consider giving them the leftovers tomorrow? The stage was set for a clash of wills between Mrs. Harrington, the unyielding deputy principal, and a group of determined students led by Jason. Little did they know that this battle of ideologies would reshape the school and the lives of those involved in unexpected ways. Lessons for teachers and students. Open communication. Teachers and students should foster open and respectful communication. In the story, the lack of communication between the students and the deputy principal escalated the conflict. Fairness and empathy. Teachers and school administrators should strive to be fair and empathetic in their decisions. Mrs. Harrington's rigid approach led to a sense of injustice among the students. Conflict resolution. Students can learn the importance of peaceful and constructive conflict resolution. Jason's determination to question authority, while admirable, could have been channeled into a more constructive dialogue. Flexibility and adaptability. School authorities should be willing to adapt to changing circumstances and student concerns. Rigidity can lead to unnecessary conflicts. Solidarity. When students unite for a common cause, as seen in the story, they can bring about positive change in their school environment. Working together for a shared goal can be empowering. Food waste awareness. This story highlights the issue of food waste. Both teachers and students can learn about the importance of avoiding wastage and considering those less fortunate. In conclusion, the deputy principal's food controversy serves as a lesson in the importance of empathy, communication, and standing up for what is right in the face of injustice. It reminds us that change is possible when individuals come together for a common cause, and it sheds light on the need to address issues like food waste and inequality in a compassionate and fair,